my feel-good breakfast show.
This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. We're live on 3. Thanks for choosing us on this Tuesday morning. Now, we're talking about optimal brain power. It is that time of the year that we're getting a little bit tired. Yes, it also means final exam time. How do we maintain our brains? How do we keep thinking? How do we become our own Albert Einstein? Well, we're talking about the brain. Dr. Darren Green is in our studio. But first, take a look at this.
Popular science fiction movies like Star Trek have always piqued our fascination with telepathy, or brain-to-brain communication. But is it possible? Science says yes. Researchers have successfully linked the minds of 2 humans through a complicated computer interface. The experiment involved 2 men, some EEG equipment for recording brain activity, a TMS brain stimulator, and a simple video game. The first participant wore an EEG cap that reads brain activity, while the other participant wore a receiving device. The first participant imagined moving his right hand to click a fire button that shoots a cannon in the video game. Meanwhile, the second subject, who was halfway across campus, received the brain signal and lo and behold, voluntarily pushed his finger to fire the cannon at the exact same time. The breakthrough discovery comes on the back of a previous study which linked the brains of humans and rats. This experiment allowed the human participant to trigger the parts of the rat's brain that moves their tail, making it do this on command. The team says that the next challenge is to make the mind control go both ways, allowing for a 2-way dialogue directly between 2 brains. And although it seems like science fiction, there may come a day when you can control your computer with your thoughts or shoot a quick brain message to your loved one. So the next time you think of someone and they happen to call you, it might not be such a coincidence.
This is freaky.
Indeed.
Well, there you heard it. I mean, leigh-anne just said it. That message that, you know, it's like when you call or think of someone and then seconds later you get a call from
phone
them.
rings.
I know, and it's them. And you're like, what is this? Is it telepathy? Is it? But now they say it can be done. I mean, via the internet, brain to brain. What do you think of this? I mean, you're an expert when it comes to how the brain functions, how we should be studying for the exams, how to
Understanding
keep
the
it on.
physiology of the brain,
Exactly.
I think there's so much regarding that mind-power field. Never mind bending spoons by looking at them, as some people actually
Claim.
do. Yeah, claim to do, exactly. And lifting up objects and that kind of thing. I think what makes us all very skeptical, obviously, is the fear of not knowing. And interesting, at least there's some research being done and some science being put behind looking at the waveforms, and the EEG that they mention in the insert actually measures specific brain activity as it conducts on the surface of the brain from different lobes. So very interesting to note that in that specific study, they're actually looking at the different forms in 2 people that are connected with specific instructions. I find it fascinating, and I think there's going to be a lot more to come. But telepathy itself is something that blows my mind. I mean, a lot of old people feel if you talk about someone, your ears start burning,
Yes.
or that kind of thing.
Okay, well, we're definitely not in the Star Trek age yet. Our fascination with telepathy, I think it should stay a fascination. There's a lot of things that we can't explain. Well, from our brains, thanks again, Dr. Darren Green, for joining us this morning, to something that's called digital burnout. One of my superheroes are in studio. He's not just a guy that understands trends, but Katlego has the story.